When in the course of human events it becomes necessary for one people to dissolve the political bands which have connected them with another, and to assume among the powers of the earth the separation and equal station to which the laws of nature and of nature's God entitle them, a decent respect to the opinions of mankind requires that they should declare the causes which impel them to separation. Well, howdy, kids. It's almost July 4th, and I'm back on my bullshit. So that's the opening lines from our Declaration of Independence, and we consider July 4th our birthday. I mean, I guess we could consider July 4th our birthday because, well, that's what's written on the top of the Declaration of Independence. But honestly, not that much happened on July 4th, 1776. There was a vote to adopt the Declaration of Independence, but it started with a more important act of legislation. By the time the Declaration of Independence was adopted on July 4th, we had already been fighting battles with the British for almost a year and a half. In the weeks preceding the Declaration of Independence, the country, well, the colonies, had not yet decided if they wanted to be independent from Britain. Now, I know what this is supposed to be, but it's always reminded me of an upside-down satellite dish. So let's go back to the weeks and months prior to the adoption of the Declaration of Independence. There was something called the Lee Resolution. June 7th, 1776, Richard Lee of Virginia introduced the Lee Resolution. Basically, the colony of Virginia had said, enough's enough. Go to the Continental Congress and tell them we want to be independent. Well, they didn't act on it right away, but they did empower the authors of the Declaration of Independence to start drafting the Declaration of Independence. And then started negotiations, draft revisions of the Declaration of Independence. What exactly did we want it to say? And on July 2nd, the Second Continental Congress gathered and voted to approve and adopt the Lee Resolution. The Lee Resolution is like what I talked about the other day, the importance of having an appropriation past legislature. That's what the Lee Resolution was. That's the actual law that was passed that said we are going to tell the king to go pound sand. And that's what the Declaration of Independence is. It's really a breakup letter with King George. Declaration's got three parts: preamble, the 27 grievances, and the actual declaration of our independence. Now, there were 27 grievances listed in the Declaration of Independence, but there were more grievances. Not all of them made the cut. And it's not law. It's a historical document, what we consider one of our foundational documents, but it's not law. You guys remember in middle school when Becky Sue broke up with you via letter and she says, I'm breaking up with you. Here's why I'm breaking up with you, and you're not getting your hoodie back. And honestly, the Declaration of Independence is about as binding as Becky Sue's breakup letter, but it's backed up with the authority and the power of the Lee Resolution. And in what might be another curveball to your previous history lessons, most of the signatures did not happen on July 4th. There were only a couple guys that signed it, one of them being John Hancock, and we know he put his mark on that paper. I was taught when I was a kid that John Hancock did that so that the king would be able to read his signature without glasses. There are some theories that John Hancock was kind of a blowhard and really just wanted to be the center of attention. The rest of the signatures were not obtained until August, and they were all signed in Philadelphia. And at this point in time, New York still was on the fence. Delaware was split too, but they dispatched a rider to make it in time to sign it by that August deadline. And we would be at war for another couple of years until France came along and helped us win the war. And we really didn't gain our independence until the Treaty of Paris, where we were recognized as a free and independent nation. I say free and independent nation, but we were a confederation of states because that was our very first constitution. And I'm certain that this weekend, a lot of people are going to have on their most patriotic swag that they can find. You'll see a lot of people wearing We the People t-shirts, flags, and hats. That didn't happen for another 11 years. So is July 4th even the birthday of the United States, or is it just the 250th anniversary of the adoption of the Declaration of Independence? And does it even matter? In the grand scheme of things, coming together to celebrate where we came from and where we are and where we can go is a wonderful thing. And I don't really care what day we do it, but I do care about the intent. If you want a profoundly sobering perspective on the 4th of July, please look up Frederick Douglass's speech on what the 4th of July means to a slave. I can't do justice to what that man put into words that day. Well, anyway, kids, that's all I've got for you today. And I want you to take care of yourselves, take care of each other. And I'm going to go chase this little pretty blonde around. Bye.